Do some more covered calls. Hey everybody, this is Spooky's Adventure back with another 5-year, $500 Rags to Riches series episode. We're on the 50K account again today, only because I want to keep walking through the covered calls given that they're shorter expirations. So let me get my face out of the way. If you guys can see here, you'll notice that Plug has kind of had a bit of a sell-off today, and then it's kind of recovered. So I don't know why the 30-minute is showing up like that, sorry. All right, so what we want to do in this case, right? Since we're rolling these short expirations here, March 28th, that's Thursday, and today is Tuesday. So in this case, because it's pushed down and it's finding support and starting to pull back up, what I'm personally going to do is I'm just going to take this $4 that's left and I'm going to buy it back. And then I can open another set for next week for April 5th. So if I just go ahead and look at the calendar here, you can see that that is next Friday, right? Because this week is a short week. That's why we can't do the Friday expirations. We have to do Thursday. But in case this goes back up, I don't want the value of this to go up, even though it's going to get assigned and all that stuff. I want to do it a day early so that I can open these next contracts early so that I don't have to wait until Monday to try to open them. So I'm going to go ahead and buy these contracts back right now, and I'm just going to walk you guys through it really quick just to show you how it all works. So first thing, I'm going to right-click on the, let me right-click on the position here. Make sure that you guys are on the right chart. So make sure it says plug. Click it a few times just to make sure that it's the right stuff. And then I'm going to right-click on this, on the contract position itself, and then I'm going to make sure my mouse is over this close position, blah, 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 blah. Make sure it's the contract itself. Or alternatively, like I walked through the last time, what you can do is just create a new order, and that's what I'm going to do this time, and then change the cover option up to a single option, and that'll isolate it to just the calls. That way you're not accidentally selling the shares too. So I'm going to have to buy these back since I sold the contracts to open. You can see I have negative 28. So I need to buy 28 of them back. And I'm going to buy them back at the $4 premium. And that's going to cost me $113.31, but I've made 13 times 28 so far. So I'm going to place this order, and I got filled. So you can see I still keep the 2,800 shares, okay? And then if I come over here to the options and I look at April 5th, $13 premium, I can sell another 28 of these, and I'm going to try to get filled at 13. We'll see if it happens. I doubt it, but I'm just going to place that order. And then if you ever get impatient or if you just don't have confidence that you're going to get filled, like this one, I see it falling down a little bit more, so I don't want to try to fight it. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell these at $12. And you can see I'm filled. And what I've done is I've taken the $4 that remained and I've added money onto that potential. So it's still the same strike price. It's just a week further out. And I've added about $8 to my position here, my profit potential. So now I'm going to go to the notes here. And this one right here, I got to change because this is not the, sorry about that. I got to change the dates here because today is not the 28th. I didn't let it go to expiration. Instead, I sold it early. Or I'm sorry, I closed it early, so I bought it back. So it went from $12 down to $4, and that was times 28 because I bought 25 more contracts on Monday. Sorry, my brain's shut off on me. So that's going to be $8 premium times 28 contracts. So I just made $224 this week for doing nothing other than just holding these. And now I'm in a position where I can get another $12 $12 potentially times 28. So that's going to be another $336 by next Friday if I don't get assigned or close them out early or any of that stuff. So let me just make this a note here so I don't forget. Will realize 0.12 down to 0.00 x 28. And then that will be a total of $336 in profit. So this is potential, right? This is, again, if I get assigned or if I buy the contracts back early before April 5th, I'll have a smaller number in the profit category. If I get assigned, obviously it'll be this number plus, you know, the value of the shares themselves between my average and the strike price. But as long as I don't buy them back early or if something crazy doesn't happen, this will be my defined profit. And again, if I want to buy them back just to roll them again, because I like to do these at least a day early, So like maybe next Thursday or Wednesday, if it's down to like $3 or $4, I might just do the same thing, repeat, 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 because we're still well below our strike price. So what I've done here is I've collected $15 and $224 just for holding these shares. And if I add those up, 15, 224, so far my net profit on this position is $239. That's realized profit, okay? And then I just collected another $336, okay? So altogether, I've technically collected between realized and unrealized $575, and you can see that the share appreciation has only gone down 220 now, or 243 now, because it's moving as I'm talking. All right, so this is my net profit so far on this position, because these are going to eventually outperform the value of the shares, and the alternative obviously is the shares go up, I get assigned, and then I sell for all these profits plus the $66 anyway. So again, I'm not worried about it. I'm just kind of rolling these profits down over time. And you can see now the next one up is going to be WBA. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one, because this one also found support, pulled up a little bit today, but it's not quite at a point where I want to lock these profits just yet. I think tomorrow, when this theta kicks in a little bit more aggressively, we'll get a little bit more profit squeezed out of that one. Unless it pushes up, obviously, then we run into potential assignment, blah, 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 right? We don't care about that. I just want to roll these contracts as much as possible so that I can keep the shares. Even though it's the same strike price, I'm selling a higher premium, which means somebody with a longer expectation of a trade has bought my contract, and I can exploit that kind of for repeat profits. And of course, there's Neo. Obviously, that pulled down a little bit and then pushed back up. Now, I thought about closing this one out a little bit early and rolling these out to a longer expiration, but the expiration on these is already pretty far out. It's April 19th. And I kind of want to get these down to shorter expiration. So I could do the $5 right here. Like I could close out the 550 and I could do the $5 expiration and just bump that up a little bit faster. I'm pretty comfortable with the 550 strike price. And as you can see, like from OCGN, it doesn't really matter how far the price goes. As long as the contracts catch up, we probably won't get assigned till that expiration. So not worried about it. I'm just going to let the theta do its job and keep collecting these profits as I go. Obviously, Neo is a bigger position. I've got 84 contracts, and the contracts themselves, the premiums on them are much higher. So I don't really feel the need to rush through these, but the shorter expiration ones like WBA, Plug, and SPCE, which I haven't got filled on yet. Now I did change this one up to a 5-cent premium, so in the next hour or so, this might bump up. Of course, I run the risk here of just letting it go into tomorrow, and as the time goes on, that theta gets more and more aggressive, so the premium might drop. So I might just have to drop this to 4 potentially, or I might just have to not sell a call on it just yet, or I might have to look at a different expiration or strike price. So let's go ahead and do that now, because I don't really have a contract open on these, and it is Tuesday. So, Wednesday, Thursday of a short week, kind of kind of a little bit risky there for the contract. So this is already a week out. I didn't get anything on the 28th. I closed those early, and then I opened the following week. Or I tried to, but I never got filled here. So there are orders filling at 5 cents, but none of them are mine. Still got decent volume for what it is. A ton of open interest on this one and the $2 strikes, but the premiums are garbage. So let's see what else we can get here. Now I could push it out another 7 days if I wanted for the same $6 to $8 fill, but that's not efficient, right? I'd rather just take the 5 cents. So, the price. The difference between the strike price and my average is 9 cents, and I've moved my premium 1 cent basically, so $1 in opposition of potential $9 profit. So not too worried if I don't get filled right here. And then you can see as the farther I go out here, 24 days, that's only $9 and $11. Not the best contracts. That's why I just want to roll these weeklies until I get assigned. Basically, I'm not too keen on holding these shares forever, but we'll try to squeeze some extra juice out of them while we have them. And then if I look at WBA, if you look here on the notes, I don't have any realized profits on this one just yet, but come Thursday, I will have $116 worth of premium that I've collected, or I'm sorry, $92 worth of premium that I've collected because I sold this for $92. Now, again, this one, and maybe Neo, I'll probably look to close out early on Wednesday or Thursday just so I can open another round of contracts against them and increase that profit potential a little bit more. So super happy about the way that Plug worked out so far. I'm just going to keep rolling this down. And as you can tell, my average on these shares is 338, right? So let's walk through how this actually impacts us, or 339, I guess, right? So let's just assume I paid 339 for all 2,800 shares, okay? I realized 5 cents in profit. Okay, now that's against the 3 shares. I bought 25 extras, so we'll just kind of allow for some variance in there. And then I did an 8-cent realized profit on the contracts, and then ideally I'll have 12 cents here. So I might have started buying at 339, but my average, or my cost basis, I should say, my realized cost basis by next Friday will be $3.14. So if I divide that by 339 minus 314 is a 25-cent drop, okay, divided by 339 times 100. So I've reduced this by 7% just for holding these contracts over the course of 2 weeks, and I haven't really needed to do anything. So I consider that easy money, and that's what I'll continue to do on this portfolio. And eventually what we're going to have, as this gets a little bit more volatility, every now and then you're going to get a surge in that premium on the strike contract that you want. So like this might say 12.13. One morning it might be up to like 20 cents or something like that, and that just helps exacerbate those profits even better. All right, so let's just check on the actual Rags to Riches account, the $5 or $500 one, just to kind of see where that's at. And you can see we're still just chilling at the 3,300 line. We don't have anything crazy going on. We've got Johnson & Johnson is around break even. Not too bad there. Tesla's got a little bit of a recovery. You can see here it's got some dip, and then it's been pulling up nicely. JBQ is just trucking along. I love it. Clip also recovering with Tesla. Schwab is kind of doing its thing, right? So if we look at the daily chart on these, it's just up, and then it's peaking around 80, but I think we're okay down here at 73.67. And this is a long-term hold. So is O. So I'm not too worried about them. Ladder still around break even. This thing's just kind of hanging out around my average for a long time, and that's kind of what I want, right? It's got a quarterly dividend, so I'm not losing any money on it. It's just very infrequent dividend payments, but they're sizable enough that I don't care. It's a good place to park my money. And then Maine, same thing. It's just a nice consistent dividend, and it's crawling up just like Schwab and JEPQ. My OCG uncovered calls, however, this one expires April 19th, and you can see this one had I believe, $29 profit. Yeah, so $4 in share appreciation and $25 in premium collected, right? So even now, right, I bought these shares at 96 cents. The price went all the way up to 205, right? And it's still more profitable if I just get assigned. So I'm not going to worry about this one just yet. But we'll just see. We'll see what happens. The Neo Leap, obviously, this one is also just kind of trickling down as Neo kind of does its thing, but this is a long-term hold, so I'm okay to hold this for another 6 to 9 months. So again, I'm not too worried about this. I'll just continue to add over time, and I'm getting plenty of profits from the other stuff that I can do that pretty easily. So with that said, I'm going to end this episode finally. I'll stop rambling, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully the covered call stuff is clear enough at this point. Once the Neo position is kind of out of the portfolio on the larger account, then I'll start getting into cash secured puts, and then we can start opening up some smaller wheels. And I want to kind of work with Bull on that one a little bit, because I know he's helping out his coaching team as well. So he and I are going to kind of collaborate a little bit on those, and I'll just kind of walk you guys through my angle of it. He can walk you guys through theirs, through his if you're on his team, and we'll go from there. So thank you all. Have a good day and enjoy the short week.